We begin with the latest from Saudi Arabia, where the US and Ukrainian officials are meeting to negotiate an end to the war with Russia. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to lay the groundwork for the talks. Zelensky called for building trust in diplomatic efforts between the parties involved. The US-Ukraine talks in Saudi Arabia come less than 2 weeks since President Trump and Zelensky's White House talks descended into an unprecedented public bust-up. Joined by Vice President J.D. Vance, Trump accused Zelensky of being a warmonger, looking to avoid ceasefire with Russia. Zelensky was also accused of being ungrateful to the US for military assistance to Ukraine. Since that show of geopolitical cinema for the history books, Trump has stopped US military assistance as well as intelligence sharing with Kyiv. With this, Ukraine is reportedly left with arms and weaponry to fight Russia only until the middle of this year. As Kyiv's military capabilities face the Trump test, Russian forces have further advanced inside Ukraine, denying Kyiv a potential territorial bargaining chip in the peace talks. Amid logistical, territorial and diplomatic setbacks for Ukraine, all in the backdrop of Trump's push to quickly end the war, the peace talks in Saudi Arabia have become all too significant. The agenda for the talks virtually underlines the end of all visible signs of the war that has been raging since February of 2022. Now, they involve the release of prisoners by both Russia and Ukraine, truce in the sky, truce in the sea, and cessation of bombing on civilian infrastructure. Meanwhile, Russia has asserted that it wants a long-term peace deal over a US-backed quick ceasefire. Moscow is also likely to seek the permanent control of Ukrainian territory it currently holds. Besides, Russia wants the US to halt NATO's unrestrained expansion to its borders and ensure no new members are added to the US-led alliance. As Russia seeks long-term peace deal with Ukraine, the talks in Saudi Arabia are set to touch upon broader contours of bringing stability between the two sides as well. Ukraine wants to be a part of the US-led security alliance NATO to deter a potential Russian offensive in the future. Trump-led US has denied the possibility of Ukraine joining NATO. Russia already deems NATO's expansion on its borders a sovereign threat. With NATO membership off the table, Ukraine seeks an alternate security guarantee to deter Russia. Now, the US is making such a potential security guarantee subject to the possibility of a signing of a $500 billion mineral deal with Ukraine. Now, the full details of such a potential security deal sought by Ukraine from the US are yet to emerge. Which brings us to the peace talks deliverable deemed most important by Trump-led America, the $500 billion deal for Ukraine's rare earth minerals. The critical mineral deal will once again be on the table between Ukraine and the US. In recent days, Ukraine's President Zelensky has shown readiness to sign the mineral deal. Despite Zelensky's readiness, President Donald Trump has doubted Ukraine's intent to want peace with Russia.
Well, I think they will sign the minerals deal, but I want them to want peace. Right now,
how do they show that? How do they show that?
Well, right now they haven't shown it to the extent that they should. I think right now they haven't, but I think they will be, and I think it's going to become evident over the next 2 or 3 days.
In Saudi Arabia, Ukraine finds itself at a diplomatic crossroads, with American military aid paused, territorial losses mounting, and a $5 billion mineral deal now tied to its security guarantees, a $500 billion mineral deal. Kyiv is navigating a fragile balancing act. For the Trump-led US, peace seems increasingly transactional, while Moscow appears to be taking these talks as an opportunity to cement territorial gains. What unfolds in the coming days could well redefine the trajectory of a war that has reshaped geopolitics since 2022. We will be tracking these developments closely.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogon, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.